Hamis Dancer, Hamis Donati. This is Amir Herring, and I'm doing my end of the year final exam video reflection. So, as far as guest speakers, we had a lot of great speakers this year. I feel as it really wasn't really no bad speakers, I would say, but it was definitely like some that I liked more than others. But the ones that I liked really the most was when we had the paramedic, Mr. Hughes, come in, and then we had Dr. Amin the second time. I really liked that. And then when we had Dr. Woodruff come in, that was probably the three most that I liked really. The ultrasound, the Dr. Baliga, it was kind of like boring, the presentation, but I mean, it wasn't really that much like really hands-on stuff that we really could do. And when the Henry Ford team came, I really liked that. And it was more like a hands-on presentation, and they let us try on stuff and see a real placenta and all that. So that's what I really liked about the OBGYN experience. And that's really it for guest speakers. For the Bleeding Edge documentary, I didn't know it was really that much that goes into, medical firms and medical innovations as a whole. But it was just crazy to see, what all goes through, with birth control and, kind of the placebo effect of what, they put in birth control, and that, the things and effects that it caused, on the women in the documentary was definitely, I would say, was crazy. Because like I didn't think they expected all that to happen to them, due to this, just little surgical, device or apparatus that they could use literally for permanent birth control. Class projects. One of my favorite class projects for the year was probably when we did the potato, and we did the obstacle course, and we had to create a safety net for the potato. That was probably one of my favorites because it really, you had to be really like hands on, and everybody like really had a part in doing it, and you had to be really creative from other groups. So that's what I really liked about our class project. Also the debate, I really liked the debate because the debate it kind of like gave us like that point of medical like innovations where the more like the speaking aspect in front of people. So that's what I really liked. Also the In Shock book, it was really good, as to read as a class, because just seeing another like doctor's story really it really had like an impact on me, reading the book. That's what I really like, In Shock. And also, getting, to hear her talk about her story, and, all that she had to go through, you know, in her troubled pregnancy was very, very unique. I think that's a story y'all should keep for next year, for sure, for the new medical skills students. I think they'll really enjoy the book. And, the discussions that we had in class, they were super interesting. So that's what I really, really liked about the In Shock book. The peaks of the class was by far, I would say, probably like the guest speakers, and, us combining the two classrooms together. That's what I really like. The guest speakers, they really gave us, because before this, I really didn't know really much about, what's all out there in the medical field. And now that I have a good feel for it due to this class, I think this really has, made an impact really on me, and, finding, my own little niche in the medical field. And as far as, combining classes together, I would definitely, say, it helped me, meet a lot of new people that I probably would have not met, over this year. So, meeting, new people in our class have for sure has been a plus. I would definitely say the classes combining together. And it created just a more fun environment, I would say, as a class. The pits of the class, it really wasn't many like pits of the class to me, really. It overallly everything was fine. If it was like one of the pits of the class, I really wouldn't say really it's no really like pits of the class. but it wasn't it wasn't really like nothing that jumped out to me. That I really liked everything about the class. Nothing was really too bad or nothing too hard. We really didn't have that many tests. It was really project based. So everything far as like it wasn't really no pits, but just working, I would say definitely maybe the only one thing I probably have is probably the amount of guest speakers we have. I like some of the guest speakers that we had, but I feel like it was just like too much, like too many like different things. But I still liked it in a way, but it was just like too many people. Improvements on the class would be for sure, definitely, just just making, just developing the class even more, probably just some more projects, I would probably say, and probably I'll say probably some more guest speakers, more hands-on guest speakers. Definitely will probably be an improvement for the class because some of the guest speakers they really just only did like a slide presentation, and we took notes about it. And some of them were really good. They were hands-on with us. We actually got to do like stuff in like groups and got to see stuff that we usually don't see on a daily basis, and we would never get the opportunity to see without some of the experiences that we got to have this year in medical skills. I would definitely like to spend time, exploring more, jobs and job descriptions, educational requirements and salaries. I feel like this, has helped me. This class has helped me, develop, the skills and the research and the background knowledge to know what it takes, to get into medical school. And with Dr. Amin, breaking down everything and the salaries, the job descriptions, education requirements, he really made it you know, he made it very realistic and achievable because, seeing somebody from West Bloomfield do it definitely has had an impact on me. And, if he could do it, I feel like I can do it. So that's what I really liked about Dr. Amin and his presentation, as far as, job descriptions, education requirements, and salaries. And I would still want to explore, more into the medical field and, see what's out there, as far as like job titles outside of, what we learned this year. The biggest takeaway from this class was for sure, just the meeting of people and, the attention to details really in the medical field. It's a small pool, but it's super competitive, and you just have to, keep doing, just the right things and just staying focused. Really, that's the biggest takeaways from the class, from hearing all the medical professionals that we have in class. And, just really just, making sure, what's out there, stop being like box minded, I would say, as far as like, things that I didn't even know really before. I didn't know the different type of nurses or surgeons that's really out there and different professions that may, take less, education requirements that also makes really, really good money, but also, takes less time in school. So that was really good to hear. And, just, achieving goals and, setting, requirements for yourself is definitely the biggest takeaways that I got from this class for sure. And, you know, just making, the right decisions, I would far as, pursuing in the medical field, I would definitely say. And it has helped me like explore my options, more in the medical field. If I could describe one word with this class and why, I would definitely say, I would definitely say adaptive, because you got to adapt, a lot of us in the class really had to adapt to the style really of, finding out different things, adjusting and adapting, to the different careers and things that we didn't know. Y'all threw stuff at us, all year, different speakers and things that we didn't know. So just really just adapting, really just, to the change of, the ideas and thoughts we had before that class. So I would use the word adaptive because I would say personally for me, it was for sure it was for sure adapting experience because all in all, I learned a lot from this class. And it was really just a pleasure really to just be in the class. And I got to learn a lot about the medical field and what it takes, to be in the medical field and making it a true reality for myself.